So hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Beju and today I am joined with a lovely guest, Antonia. Hi. Antonia, just please introduce yourself really quickly. Tell us a bit about you.
Okay, so my name is Antonia and I currently work for a mobile phones company as an in-house accountant, and I've done accounting for coming to 8 years now. So yeah, that's it in terms of my career, personal life.
I mean, you can tell us a bit about your styling.
Oh yeah, so I'm into fashion and interiors, but I don't actually do anything per se. I just like the two things.
That's fair.
Yeah, so I just style my house and style myself, I guess.
That's good.
So yeah.
You don't have to make a business out of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So today we want to really talk about technology. So Antonia works in a technology company, and so first-hand experience with technology is what you have, and we just really want to use that to speak about leveraging technology, the advantages of using technology in your businesses, and the importance of it, how you can use technology to help grow your businesses, manage your businesses, etc. So the first question I'm going to ask you is just to talk a little bit about the power of technology in business.
Technology now more than ever is so important when it comes to a business. If you want to stay relevant, if you want to stay current, and if you want to move as fast as the world moves now. Historically, companies will do an ad campaign, big marketing, and that will take a period of time. But now, with the use of technology, people can record something, edit it, and it'll be out in an hour, and that's that. So it just depends on if you're ready to move as fast as the world is moving, then I would say you need technology integrated into your business.
Yeah, I love that you said that, because actually one key thing that technology has afforded us is time, in terms of, you know, those time consuming tasks. It makes it so much easier for you to manage your processes, streamline things, do things quicker.
Yeah.
So even in terms of we were talking just before we started recording about filing things back in the day and printing things. Now you have software that you can use for that.
Exactly.
Things that you can have computerized. It also allows you to collaborate with your colleagues in a more seamless and less time consuming way. So think about beforehand, you would have to finish a document, maybe email it or send it over to somebody or print it, get them to look over it or do what have you. But now you have online systems like Microsoft 365, where you can literally, or even Google Docs, where you can literally work on the document together and things like that. It really does help in that regard. But I think even when it comes to project managing a team or working with a team, you have so many tools out there that can help you to make sure that you stay on track, meet your deadlines, ensure that you can see who's doing what and when, keep people accountable and things like that. So I think when it comes to technology and business, it's so key to maximize it. Use the best things that suit your business needs, essentially.
Yeah, and I think just touching on what you've said as well, I think when it comes to technology, people are afraid sometimes. They think that it will be hard, the computer, I don't know what to do. But that is the purpose of technology, so that it does what you don't know what to do.
I like that.
Yeah. Another advantage of technology that we've seen is social media, where there's sponsored ads. You can now click on the sponsored ad to make a purchase. And it gives you recommendations as well. So it's not only will your business reach the people you want it to, it will also reach the people you never even thought about.
Absolutely.
And that will happen in a matter of hours. It's just constant. And it's fun. People go on social media not aiming to make a purchase. They just go, let me look at what's on the timeline, and then by the time you know it, they bought your product. And the good thing about social media as well is that if I share a story, that reaches another demographic that you never you never expected.
Absolutely. I love that, because actually the way marketing has shifted over the years with the use of technology means that your reach is so much more.
Yeah.
So before you would probably have like flyers and brochures and people be handing them out.
Yeah.
But first of all, you're not spending that much time on it anymore. But now you're reaching so many more people across the world. Like literally, people can hire your services or purchase from you from anywhere in the world, and you just deliver it to them. Again, with the use of technology.
Yeah, of course.
But it's it's amazing what you said about that, because I was actually reading somewhere where it said about people spend on average about 2 to 4 hours a day on social media. And sometimes you're just browsing and you might not necessarily want to purchase, and you might not be looking for anything particular, but you see something that catches your eye and it causes you to buy. And I was also reading somewhere in terms of the power of like social media influencers that women especially are more likely to purchase something that they see someone who they relate to wearing or using. And it's crazy to see that now technology has made it to the point where you have, first of all, social media influencers. That's actually a job.
A well-paid job at that.
But also the return on investment for a lot of companies is actually really good, which is why a lot of companies are investing a huge chunk of their marketing budget into influencers. It's crazy to see that that's where technology is taking us to. But even as business owners, you have a business page on Instagram, for example, you have analytics, you can review, you can check the data, you can see what's working, what's not working, what are people engaging with, what do people want, so that you can then improve on the way you deliver your services. And it's the same with like Google Analytics, for example, and your website, and just managing that. It really does help. Technology definitely helps us in that regard.
And even with the analytics, that's free. So for instance, on Instagram, that would be for free.
Exactly.
So you're doing marketing and you're getting analytics. All for free.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, love that. So Antonia, what would you say, or how would you say people can use technology to their advantage?
So I would say just use it in the simplest form. For instance, if you're a small business and you've just started, sometimes money's not enough for you to like invest in big software, etc. But then there's stuff like Zero, and that's an accounting software, £10 a month, and that will help you manage all your costs, manage all your expenses. And that's important because you don't want to think you're making profit when you're not. And I think that's a big problem with a lot of entrepreneurs and small businesses. They don't understand how simple things like that can prevent them from making huge mistakes. So I think that is an advantage of technology. Also, it's good for building clientele, amalgamated thing, like you have MailChimp, exactly. And I think there's these like websites that actually create websites. So it's a website that has a website on it.
Yeah. So there's a few of them out there where you don't actually have to build your website.
Exactly. So it's built for you, and then you now have an online presence that historically you would get a graphic designer, maybe even a coder, and now it's all done for you. And even DocuSign. Something like that. Before you would send mail, you would pay money to send the mail, etc., etc. Wait for the person to sign it, then send it back to you. Now that can be done in like 20 minutes.
A lot of businesses are maximizing that, especially when it comes to like your receipts or contracts. Especially when it comes to contracts. Actually using DocuSign, so you don't have to print, sign, scan, and send that. Definitely.
And it's just all in one place.
Love that.
I think there are a lot of advantages to having technology within your business. And I think this pandemic has actually highlighted the disadvantage of not having technology.
Absolutely,
Zoom, a lot of people hadn't used Zoom prior to COVID, and it's like it's standard FaceTime, but for more people. And those little things could have helped companies and prevented them from making losses, because they would still get those moments with their customers.
Absolutely.
So
I love that you said that, because remote working is such an important thing now. being able to work with people around the world, like in other
Exactly.
through the use of technology. Like it's so key, and like that's such a huge advantage for us. You don't have to fly to China, for example. You can literally communicate via email, via Zoom. Even for like people like me who have like suppliers around the world.
Exactly.
Instead of, you know, having to go there, there's ways that we can communicate and get things done. You know, for someone who like sells things online as well, like you said, retailers, you can do that. But I think another thing that this pandemic has actually forced people to do is to think outside the box. So you prior to this, you would have a lot of companies or people who dealt face to face a lot. And that could even be like, for example, like maybe you're a business coach or something, so you're meeting your clients face to face. But now you can do it online. You can even have online courses, so you're meeting the masses. So it's not just one person. From that one course you've put together, you can reach thousands of people, and that's just like an hour session, for example. So it's really highlighted the fact that technology allows us to collaborate with people around the world, and also saves us time and productivity as well. Because actually, there's, like you said, there's even some free softwares out there that allow you to like project manage properly, or even put like creative ideas together. There's things like Trello and Slack, and you can just have different people from your teams put ideas together. I was even quite surprised that until recently, a lot of small businesses were not using things like Google Drive. Google Docs, Google Sheets, and all these things.
It's all free.
It's free, and you know, it allows you to save time. It allows you to be more productive. It allows you to collaborate with your employees or even clients. Because another thing that technology actually allows us to do is improve our customer service. Because you can have things like online feedback forms. You can have like, there's some companies that actually have that 24/7 chat. Where you can
as soon as you go into the website, it's like, how can we help you?
Because actually we're actually in a time where people just want things instantly. So when you're using technology, you can give them that. You can give them what is that they're looking for. So absolutely, I love that.
And just even touching on what you said about like online coaches, essentially, if it was one-to-one or a few people in a room, there would be capacity. So 20 people max, etc. Whereas online now, she can have maybe 50 and make more money. So it's even more profitable and cheaper.
Less time consuming for her or him. So the last thing I kind of wanted us to touch upon was where you kind of see technology going in the next like 5 to 10 years. I know like people have joked about like robots taking over jobs and things like that, because I mean there are robots out there now, but like where would you like see it, especially in the business sphere?
I don't think it's gonna be like Back to the Future style, but I definitely feel like technology is becoming a thing where you fall in or you fall out. Like there's no choice anymore. Everything is like digital. You have to, even road tax, for instance, before you would go to the post office, get your tax disc, stick it on. No more technology. Do it online, and they've got scanners everywhere that tell them if you've paid or not. Even in terms of fashion, actually, I don't know if you know this brand called Hanifa Official. She did the first online catwalk. No humans, and it was all digital. So I think there's so much room for technology to expand to places where people won't be needed, but I do also think that people also won't be needed. Like I don't think we'll get to the point where it will just be robots and like we'll all be at home looking. But I do think it will get to the point where stuff such as a catwalk will be online. What does that mean for the models? Who knows? But
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I do still think that there's certain things that you cannot replace human presence or human touches with. So, for example, on the catwalk with the digital, it looked amazing. But for me, for example, I probably want to see what it would look like
on a person,
body, to know if it would suit me, because I guess, you know, those are a bit more realistic.
Sure.
I think even when it comes to like companies that provide services. Yes, technology would help you so much in terms of like the way you work and, you know, convenience and increasing productivity and all these things, but you can't really replace that human interaction.
Yeah, and people want it.
Yeah,
people want
exactly.
human interaction. So yeah, but I do think in terms of costings and profitability, the more integrated you are with technology and less people, the more profit you'll make. So then it will become, it just depends what you want. Maybe people will start off technology focused, and when they're profitable, they will start including people, possibly. But in the next 5 to 10 years, I don't know what's next. I said that, funnily enough, I said that catwalk thing to my friend like a year ago or so, and then it came up, and I was like, wow, that was so quick. So it's just always moving quick. But even in terms of its interiors, DFS have an app where if you want a sofa, you go into the room and you scan the room with your phone, and then it will show you how the sofa would look in that room.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So, but before, that was a person that would come to your house and say, oh, we measured up and it can fit.
Oh, amazing.
So just things like that.
I guess it's just making things much more convenient for
exactly
people as well.
And easier.
Yeah, definitely. But do you know what? Even with that being said, I feel like technology would also create job opportunities for people. Of
course, yeah.
So I do think that it's important for us to leverage on it. And actually use it to the best of our advantage, essentially.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good point that you made in terms of creating jobs, because Instagram was created by a person. All these apps need coders, they need artists, they need graphic designers. So those are jobs. And one thing I've started to advise people is to look for jobs within the technology industry. If you're young and you're thinking about what to study in uni, A-levels, think what would the head office of Instagram look like? What are the kind of people that they employ? And will I be interested in doing one of those jobs? So that you move with the technology.
Why would you advise people to work in technology?
I think the pandemic has kind of been the driving force behind that, because for instance, my company made the most profit that they have for one of their games ever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because of the pandemic, because you're at home.
Everyone's at home
and you have your phone. And if that's happening, Instagram, that's happening to them. TikTok,
yes. Zoom.
Yeah, even Zoom, the share price increased. I know there's a bit of scandal around that, but whether or not the scandal's true or not, everyone's using Zoom now. Skype.
Even for weddings.
Exactly.
Even for weddings.
Zoom weddings. Zoom weddings. So think about those companies, how they've been affected in this time. They're smooth sailing. They're not worried.
That's true.
They're not worried. And ultimately you want job security. You want if that's the route you want to go down, and if you're going to have your own business, you want to make sure that during a time like this, it can still keep moving. Yeah,
I think that's one key thing that definitely we've taken from this pandemic. If we haven't learned anything, one thing we've learned is that we need to be able to adapt. Like, our businesses need to be agile, because these are uncertain times. So how would your business thrive within these situations and these conditions? So yeah, absolutely.
Technology is not just, don't think outside of the box with it. Think about the little everyday things and how it can help. It.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming today. Thank you for sharing some gems with us. I really do hope that you guys found this useful, and that you will take advantage of the different things that we have out there that would help us in terms of growing our businesses, running our businesses, in terms of helping us increase our productivity, achieve our business goals essentially. So yes, thank you for watching.